God's invitation to wisdom. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without approach, and it will be given to him. James 1:5. This is a Brother Leander moment. Let's go. Wisdom has fallen rather out of fashion. Did you encounter the word with any frequency over the past week or so? Most likely you didn't read it in any articles or hear about it from school teachers. Wisdom has become almost an old-fashioned word, neglected in favor of terms like insight, information, and intelligence. But none of these words, individually or combined, still do not add up to wisdom. Wisdom is not mental. It is moral. It is knowing how to live God's way in God's world and acting on that. Jesus memorably talked about wisdom in terms of the wise and the foolish builders in Luke 6, verses 46 to 49. The wise man built his house on the rock, and the waves came tumbling around, and the house stood firm. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and it collapsed. The difference between the two types of people in this story is that while both hear Jesus' words, only the wise put them into practice. See, that's what we got to do, saints. We got to put the word into practice in our lives, building their lives upon them, allowing their decisions to be directed and their desires to be shaped by what he says, by what God says. By nature, we lack such wisdom, but the invitation to wisdom in this verse from James is gracious and inclusive. To accept it, we must first recognize our need of wisdom. Humility is always wisdom's precursor. Proverbs 1:7. Once we acknowledge that need, James then encourages us to simply ask God, who abides in faithfulness and provides every good gift and every perfect gift. James 1:17. Jesus has likewise told us, ask and it will be given unto you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks it will be open. Matthew 7, verses 7 to 8. If we come to God sincerely, He promises to give us wisdom generously without making us feel guilty or foolish. We often repeat our requests and concerns because the trials are real and the hills are steep, but God is not annoyed or dismissive. He is eager to help us. James understood that through life's joys and sorrows, we may be tempted to think differently from God's perspective. With wisdom, though we are able to act in the light of God's revelation of himself, walking through life with sure footsteps as we seek to obey his commands and trust that he will be guiding our steps. Through his wisdom, you can act simply, properly, with thankfulness that God is so generous and gracious. All you need to do is accept that you need it and to ask for it, and then get on with your day, secure in the knowledge that once you've asked, it will be given unto you. This has been a Brother Leander moment. Have a great day.